Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. I am flying solo today right now. Olivia's been busy working on another project with Illinois WorkNet, so we're going to just be me and you guys today. So this morning we've got some things to talk about. We can start with our dashboard. Please make sure that you check in by office so that we can discover who's been here and who hasn't. And I'm going to start with dashboard items. All right. On here, I'm not going to go through each item specifically, but there are a few numbers that people need to take care of. We have 3 areas now for the pending reengagement, which is the appointment not scheduled, appointment not scheduled past due, and pending reengagement preview, pending reengagement never engaged, and then referral pending appointment not scheduled. So we've got some numbers in here, and these are customers who have been marked by the admin team as needing to be reengaged. So if you can please check those out. I see that there's quite a few in the never engaged column. So if you guys can scroll through your dashboard, that would be super phenomenal. We've got a couple of numbers in the referral rejected requires action. The numbers that are not highlighted, this is the first time on the list. The numbers that are highlighted in yellow are the ones that were on the list last week or last meeting, which was the 27th of July. And the numbers that are highlighted in red are the numbers that were on the list 2 times ago. So these numbers in red truly need some sort of action taken with the customer or need a case note added by you to let me know what's going on, or actually to let the agency and I and everybody else on the admin team know what's going on. All right, and then we've got a few numbers that need to be taken care of for the new cohort. One of the things that I just discovered, and we're going to be fixing this, and I'm going to go through that in a minute, is that if DHS does not approve an item, the appointment is not ever removed from the list. It's still a pending appointment. So we need to make sure that when you are doing your approval, that you have that information moving forward, that you have the appointment information and that you can verify it. We are going to work with the CBOs to make sure that they have dates and times available. One of the things that I wanted to show you is program information that's available, and we have 2 agencies on the call today that are going to be giving us a short presentation on their programs. But one of the things that you can do is from the Illinois WorkNet EPIC Program Partner Guide, you can see all of the videos, obviously. You can get to the program information for the agencies and their websites by clicking on to the Restricted Resources page and looking for brochures. Now, we are missing a few brochures for some of our programs, but we are hoping that we have those updated very shortly. We've asked them to make those updates for us. Again, you can also get a copy of the current CBO contact list right here. This one was last updated on 7/6. I do have some phone numbers that I need to update, and so that will be updated later today. But those things are available there. I want to remind you, and I'm going to go to test. I want to remind you that in the eligibility status for customers, oh, goodness gracious, I just realized I didn't have my screen up and big. I saw Lori typing. I know she's my screen guru. So you guys know the partner guide. You know where you can find it. So just check on those items there. On here, we have a number of eligibility statuses. And just the other day, I was looking at a case, and there was a case note from one of the DHS offices that indicated that the customer was exempt and was not going to be participating. But the only status that was marked on the customer's profile was the one that says SNAP eligible and exempt, where we now have the reason here that says SNAP eligible, no longer eligible due to moving to traditional SNAP. We also have the reason here, SNAP eligible exempt and no longer wants to participate. So it's you need to add an answer, so maybe they have become a full-time caregiver for parent or child, whatever it is. And then you can save it as a message or you can send it. We're going to save this one. That way then this status now takes them out of the loop of having to staff them or have to do a monthly 2151A on that particular customer. So please go into the resources and make sure that you are aware of all of the updates on the statuses. We have just recently added that one, but we have ineligible, eligible, exempt, the Tanf recipient, customer pending reengagement. So maybe this customer wants to come back. Perhaps their parent no longer needs their assistance for whatever reason. You would go in and mark this customer as pending reengagement, call them into the office, and find out if they want to participate and which program. Once that pending reengagement comes up, we are going to change the view of this. We have some plans in place. The eligibility is actually going to gray out, and the pending reengagement is going to become bolder and colored, and then it will have a pop-up that will say what your next steps will need to be. It is in the works for the update, so it won't be coming out soon. I will definitely show you on test the next phase once we have it in test and ready to go. Just remember, until that point in time when we have this available, if the customer was currently this status and now you see the pending reengagement on the status, you will still need to mark that customer as SNAP eligible, exempt, and no longer wants to participate if that's truly what they want to continue to do. If they were ineligible, they're marked for pending reengagement. They are still ineligible. You have to mark them as ineligible. But we do have a fix coming for this so that it will help you know exactly what you need to do on those customers. Let me minimize here just for a moment so I can check the next item on the agenda. We talked about that, pending reengagement. We talked about that, and case note. Okay. We've discovered that on customers and for the invite, we realized that there might be a delay in the process for some of these customers. So what we added in here is at the bottom of the invitation is an invitation note. So if you are having a challenge reaching the customer, they need to present, they missed their appointment with you, and so you've got them in conciliation, whatever the status is, you can put a case note in this invitation, and it will be visible by anyone who is viewing that invitation. This is only up until the time that you have completed the invitation. So I know everybody on the Monday call was all excited that this was now available, so I'm glad you like this change. It was a relatively easy fix to make, and so that is, we're happy to have been able to accommodate that need. The next piece that we're going to do, and I only have an image of this right now, so let me try and make this a little bit bigger. What we're going to be doing is adding in a note underneath the orientation name and date. When the CBO schedules a customer for an intake orientation or for a reverse referral, they are selecting an appointment for that customer. If for some reason, whatever the reason is, that customer does not connect with you to complete the family assessment and the other required items that you need, that customer may or may not be able to make it to that initially scheduled appointment. So what we are doing is we're adding some content in here in red. We're also adding it to the bottom of the page here that says until DHS selects the customer and completes the invitation, then that appointment is not pulled from the system, is not triggered as out of the CBO's list of appointments. We're going to ask the CBO to try to make that, make more appointments available, and then if the appointment is not available, you need to pick the next available appointment. If you are having a challenge with that, please make sure that you let me know or and copy Deidre on that email so that we can get more appointments scheduled, or we can fix your access to make sure that that is open and available for you to schedule new appointments for those customers. Okay, let me minimize here just a little bit. All right, updates. These are the updates since our last call. We fixed some counts on the enrolled dashboard. We had put out a fix to customers who have a 2151 uploaded to move them out of the scheduled appointment row. We added the case note option that will be viewable. We fixed some counts on the assessment in the iStep dashboard. We removed a user report. We automated an email so that when the DHS offices update a SNAP eligibility, it will automatically send an email to the CBO. And the customer export now updates a customer export that you export from the customer lists will now include a column with the background check information, and we moved some columns around to make them make a little bit more sense. So those are the updates. If everybody knows how to get to the EPIC Pilot Partner Program, we also keep our webinars that have been recorded on here. So if you look, we'll have the DHS webinar posted right here once we get it downloaded and then the notes are completed. So all of that information is here. You can watch the webinar from here. So if you need to catch up on anything, please, please, please check out the materials here. and or you are always welcome to call or email me. All right, so I'm pulling up a poll. Does everything that I showed you and talked to you about this morning, does it all make sense? Do you have any questions about any of it? So we talked about program information, we talked about eligibility statuses, we talked about the invitation case note, we talked about scheduling appointments. Okay. I see 5 answers. I should have at least 10. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have at least 9. All right. I know the other day I spent a little bit of time on the phone with one of the FCRCs in Southern Illinois, and I think we made a little bit more sense. So if you need a little webinar, please feel free to send me an email. I'm happy to jump into a webinar and help you understand things a little bit better. All right, let me move this out of the way. What I would like to do now is invite our agencies to have a few moments to talk to you. I've got Jane Addams Resource Center on the call and Phalanx, so I'm going to find them and open up a microphone. So I've got 9769. Okay. All right. So welcome to EB Otterstall. EB stands for Elizabeth
Barrett.
Right?
Yeah, that's my full name, Elizabeth Barrett.
All right. Oh, like Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Yeah, well, sort of. It's also a family name, but I do get that sometimes.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So
well,
go ahead and give us a tour of your programs.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much for having us talk today, Dee. I'm from the Jane Addams Resource Corporation. We are a manufacturing training provider that's located on the north side of the city in Ravenswood and on the west side of the city in Austin. Our programs include a welding class, a computerized numerical control machining class, and a bridge program. We have an open enrollment policy. So what that means is whenever you send a participant to our program after they go through the application process and we decide to accept them, they can start pretty much any Monday of the calendar year that we're open. Our welding program is 14 weeks on length and average. We provide certifications with the American Welding Society credential in MIG welding. We provide credentials for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration 10-hour general safety credential. During the class, all of the welders learn about machine safety and how to operate all the tools that they would find on the job. Our CNC program, computerized numerical control machining, is about 20 weeks in length on average. During that class, participants will obtain their National Institute of Metalworking Skills, or NIMS, milling certifications, as well as that OSHA certification again. For both our welding CNC programs, after completion of the program and certification, all participants are eligible for job placement services. We have employment partners all throughout Chicago and the surrounding suburbs, and we have a 90% placement rate. For eligibility, we require that our applicants be 18 years or older, be unemployed or underemployed, and of course receiving SNAP benefits for EPIC eligibility. And then we have suitability requirements as well. We're primarily looking for applicants who are committed to a career in manufacturing and who can meet our attendance policies, and who we think will make a good candidate for any of our employers who we regularly work with. And then we also require a 9th grade education level in both math, and reading. We do not require a GED or high school diploma, but with that 9th grade level, if we have an applicant who tests between the 5th grade level and 8th grade level in math and reading, we have our Bridge program. The Bridge program is a contextualized math and reading kind of tutoring in a one-on-one class that goes for about 12 weeks in length on average. During that program, everyone primarily focuses on the shop math and reading skills that they'll need to be successful in advanced training. After completing Bridge, 28 out of 30 participants this year have transitioned on to advanced training, so they'll continue their training with JARC, with welding or CNC, whatever their indicated program is that they're interested in. So that's a general rundown of our eligibility and programs. In addition to our careers in manufacturing, we also have our Financial Opportunity Center. So while our participants are in program, they're also receiving financial coaching. We have an income support specialist who helps them troubleshoot any issues they might be having with their accessing public benefits or getting referrals to other agencies for services we don't provide in-house. We have digital literacy instruction, and we also have partnerships with other agencies such as Cabrini Green Legal Aid for those participants who have records of arrest and conviction and are looking to expunge or seal their records. So yeah, all of that in total is JARC. I don't know if anybody has any questions that they want to put in the box over there.
A CNC machinist average wage is what?
Right now our initial placement wage is about $15 per hour for the welders, and then right now we're seeing about $16 to $16.50 per hour for CNC machinists.
And that's a starting wage, correct?
That's starting wage. That's what we tell our participants that they can expect when they leave the program.
And that's reasonable. I mean, that's not overinflating a wage for them. But
yeah, that's what we see regularly. And then also, I don't think I've ever seen a job offer for any of our participants that didn't have full benefits, including 401k and dental. Everybody gets PTO as part of their package. So there's full benefits going into manufacturing as well.
So that's really good. And most of the time they're working 12 months out of the year, right? It's not a seasonal job at all.
Yeah, well, for some people they do voluntarily go into a position that would have more seasonal hours, but that's typically the client's choice, and we always inform them about that. There are places that will have more overtime, just depending. I would say that all jobs are 40 hours at minimum, normally between 40 and 60 hours a week.
Great. Great. Anybody else have any questions for Evie? All right. Thank you so much. You are available to talk to the offices. We do have a schedule out that the agencies can go visit the local offices to try to schedule some, try to recruit some participants. So hopefully you'll see Evie at your office, or Liz, or
and we have Nissa and Madi now.
Okay.
But that's great. I think I'll send a follow-up email about that so we can get something scheduled to you, Deeb. But I'm going to hop off if that's all right. We have the partnership here today doing an audit.
That's great. That's great. We're going to open up the line to thank you, Evie, for joining us.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
You too. We're going to open up the line to Loris. And Loris's number, I lost it up here. It's 1086. So I'm going to unmute Loris, and I'm going to go back over here. And we have Loris Cannon from Phalanx. And Phalanx is where, Loris? Tell us a little bit about Phalanx and where you guys are.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Phalanx is located at 837 West 119th Street. We're in the West Pullman area, and our trainings for the EPIC program are, I'll start with the forklift operator training. It is a, we start everyone off with a 2-week bridge. That's for every training. They do a 2-week bridge first. We also do a post drug test and a pre-drug test, and then we do a post-drug test to make sure that the individuals remain drug-free. So the forklift training is, again, 2-week bridge plus a 6-day training. After the training, they go into work experience with one of our employers, and they complete 30 days of work experience there. And then after the 30 days, they go into employment. The next training is our basic nursing assistance training. The basic nursing assistance training is, again, 10 weeks with a 2-week bridge. Now, the basic nursing assistance training is held here at Phalanx. We, again, do a pre- and post-drug test. And also, with the basic nursing assistance training, we do accept individuals with a background. It has to be an acceptable background for the healthcare registry, and we also assist with the waiver process too. So we do the waiver process in advance, so it won't be a hindrance for them starting work after the training begins. And they do their clinicals at one of our sites, off-site. Just to let you know, we do have a collaboration with Advocate Healthcare. So once they finish their clinicals, majority of them go to work with Advocate Healthcare as a certified CNA. They also have to take the state test so that they can become certified before they start work at one of our employers. Next, we have food service. Our food service, again, that's a 2-week bridge, and the training is a day. It's a day's training here at Phalanx. After the training, they go into their work experience at one of our employers. We have the collaboration, too, with Advocate Healthcare, where they're going to dietary there and train there for the 2 weeks and then complete their employment application process for employment. The next training is pharmacy tech. The pharmacy tech, again, is 2 weeks for the bridge and 4 weeks for the actual training. Now, with pharmacy tech, if a person cannot have an outstanding loan. However, if they do, we help them set up the process where they can start paying their loan payments, again, if they're in deferment. But they cannot have an outstanding loan. If they do, they will not be able to get their state license. So we try to help them with that process so that they can get the state license to begin working as a pharmacy tech. Also with a pharmacy tech, you cannot have a criminal background. So we try to establish that up front with the clients that come in. Some of them figure, it was years ago, they feel as though they don't have it. But if you haven't gotten it expunged, if it was expungible, then it's still on your criminal background. So we check all the points of the eligibility for the pharmacy tech license, because working in the pharmacy, as you all know, you cannot have a criminal background. So we definitely check on that aspect. Also, the individual will do a module, because we have collaboration with Walgreens and CVS. And with CVS, you have to go through 8 modules and pass the modules. So before you can actually start working at CVS, the modules must be completed before you start. As to with Walgreens, they have an assessment that you'll need to do as well before you can begin working at Walgreens in the pharmacy department. And the next training is truck driving, which is CDL. Again, that's a 2-week bridge and a 16-week training. What we do is the last 8 weeks of the training, we offer them the individual's work experience. Because it is a lengthy training, we want to keep them engaged, so we offer that to them so they can have income as well while participating in the training. And once in the training, with the institutions that we collaborate with, they offer employment at the end of the training. So
nice. That's really
once
nice.
they complete the training, they transition right into employment, which is great.
Nice.
And also, for the individuals that come with, let's just say, a background, we assist with having them have it expunged, if it's expungible. A lot of them don't know that their offense is expungible. So once they come in after our assessment, we assist them as much as we can so that they can get the offense off their record and start the training. We also have a GED and adult basic ed class on site. So if an individual does not meet our testing requirements, we transition them to our GED and or ABE classes. And some of them may need to go up maybe a grade level or two. So once they complete that, we'll reassess them for the training that they were interested in. And if they're not interested in the training, then if they meet the requirements for direct hire or direct placement, we forward their information to our job developer and assist them with that as well. And just to note, we have been receiving a lot of referrals for individuals with substance abuse, so we do try to assist with that as well, sending them to a rehabilitation facility so they can get back on the right track. And that's about it.
Great, great. Well, that's wonderful, and I love this brochure, Loris. I don't know that I ever actually really looked at it, so this is very colorful and should be a good tool for the DHS offices to use. And just to let everybody know, you're right next door to
Cal Park.
The office there. So it's
yes,
very convenient for those customers.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I don't see anybody typing any questions for you. I want to thank you for joining us today. I appreciate your time. And have you visited any of the offices to talk to them about your programs yet?
Well, actually, my career navigator, Bill Roberts, he's been out recruiting. He had recruited at Mid-South, and Mid-South process is a process that we used to do with regular SNAP because it's like a smooth transition. They have it already set up, so when you come in, they're moving individuals to the right activity. You know, so for those that's for EPIC, they'll do the reverse referral there, they'll do the application there. So the only thing that we have to do when they come in is our intake process.
Oh, very
and
good.
Yes, I love their process. We will use that process with regular SNAP too. It's just smooth. It's very smooth. He has also recruited at Inglewood, and we're setting up recruitment. Well, we have recruitment for South Suburban this month as well, and we did recruitment at Roseland. Roseland, we trying to, get the same process as with Mid-South. It was, wasn't really a smooth presentation because of the individuals not knowing, what's going on. But we hope to go back there and in hopes of really getting some really good candidates for EPIC, the new cohort.
I noticed you didn't mention Cal Park.
Cal Park, we're setting up something with them. I spoke with Lubna. She needs to talk to her superior to get a date in. So she's going to get back to me sometime this month regarding their call-in. So
okay.
Hopefully we'll be next door pretty soon.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much again for your time. I appreciate you joining us this morning. And if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to Loris I forgot to have Evie put her email in, but if you want to put your email in the chat pod, Laura, so that they can reach out to you if they have questions. And I'll find Evie's email and put it in there.
Okay.
All right. So thanks so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And thanks for joining us. Bye now.
Okay. You too, Dee.